Today I'm going to find out if CHAT GPT can write things better than your favorite fanfiction writers. In case you were missing, the mini mic is still here. She's alive and well. So we have CHAT GPT open and we're all logged in, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to ask it to write certain prompts with certain characters, and then we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being like, I can't put that on the internet and people will think it's not AI, and 5 being, if I put that on my account for Tumblr, AO3, whatever, people would believe it. People would think I wrote that. Not me, but a person, a human being, not an AI. So I think we just need to get started, and I need to think of a character to like start this on. I feel like we just have to do like the most iconic like fanfiction character, Draco Malfoy. I don't know, I'm just getting Harry Potter vibes. Maybe it's from the last video, but I am. Okay, so we're gonna do write a fan fiction about Draco Malfoy and a girl named Mandy. Actually, let's not give it anything more. Let's just see what it gives. I was gonna say like with detail, like with well-written details, with medium length, short length, but I don't feel like we should give it that power. There's this fanfiction is writing parts. I didn't even ask for parts. Let's read part 1. Okay, Beyond the Mask. The dungeons of Hogwarts was eerily quiet, save for the faint crackling of torches along the stone walls. Mandy Harper adjusted the strap of her bag as she hurried down the corridor. She had stayed behind in the library longer than planned and was now rushing to reach the Slytherin common room before curfew. Turning a corner, she nearly collided with a tall figure dressed in black. "Watch where you're going." Draco Malfoy's icy tone cut through the air. Through his usual sneer, though his usual sneer was absent. "Maybe you should watch where you're standing," Mandy shot back, brushing a strand of her dark auburn hair behind her ear. Draco's gray eyes narrowed, but instead of snapping a retort, he tilted his head. "You're Harper, right? The one who's always scribbling in the corner during study sessions?" Mandy flushed. She had hoped no one noticed her habit of sketching in her notebook when she was supposed to be working on potions essays. "What of it, Malfoy?" Oh, should I be speaking in a British accent? "What of it, Malfoy? Are you planning... Are you planning to deduct points for creativity?" To her surprise, Draco smirked. Not the cruel, condescending smirk she had grown accustomed to, but something softer, almost curious. "Not tonight," he replied. She raised an eyebrow. "Then what do you want?" Draco hesitated, a rare flicker of uncertainty crossing his face. "Nothing. Just don't stay out too late. It's dangerous these days." I think that's Australian. Mandy frowned. It wasn't like Draco Malfoy to express concern for anyone but himself, yet there was something in his voice that felt genuine. "Thanks for the warning, I guess," she said. "Oh, thanks for the warning, I guess," she said cautiously. As she moved to step past him, Draco spoke again. "You're not scared of me, are you?" She stopped and turned, meeting his gaze directly. "No," she said firmly. "Should I be?" Draco's lips twitched, though it wasn't quite a smile. "Most people are." "Well, I'm not most people." Draco seemed to consider her words before giving a curt nod. "Good night, Harper." As he walked away, Mandy couldn't shake the feeling that Draco Malfoy, the boy everyone believed to be cold and heartless, might just be wearing a mask. And then there's part 2. We're not reading part 2. Okay, what would I give that? I think there were some details in there. There were some, at the beginning, there was like faint crackling of torches. We have quotes being separated in a new paragraph, which is correct grammar. There is, I mean, I guess realistic dialogue. I don't think people would really have that conversation, but yet again, do people really go to a magic school? No. I can see where this is going. This definitely has a plot to be like enemies to lovers. If I were to give it a score out of 5, Honestly, like a 4. It sounds bad, but I think you could literally put this on Tumblr and people would eat it up. You would get like 1,000 notes as like a one shot. Like, this is written. There's a character, there's a love interest, there's a blooming plot. Sorry, my nails are breaking off, by the way. Yeah, a 4. That's what I'm gonna do it. I feel like we should do a different universe, get a few different varieties in here, other than Harry Potter. So let's do a celebrity. Let's do Aaron Taylor Johnson. Okay. Write a short fan fiction. It's not how you spell that. About Aaron Taylor Johnson and a girl named... This one is for all you Julies out there. This better be short, because these just add up when they're so long, and then it's boring. The serendipity of stardust. Maybe we don't do British this time. Julie's heart raced as she weaved through the crowded streets of London. She had spent all morning in the British Library, lost in the pages of history books, until she realized she was late for her best friend's exhibit at a nearby gallery. Clutching her bag, she turned a corner, nearly colliding with a tall figure. "Whoa!" he exclaimed, steadying her with firm hands. "You all right?" Julie looked up, an apology on her lips, and froze. Standing before her was Aaron Taylor Johnson. His piercing blue eyes sparkling with amusement, and his trademark scruffy charm on full display. "Oh my God," she stammered, her cheeks flaming. "I'm so sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going." "No, I'm done," he said, smiling warmly. His voice had that easy, soothing cadence she had heard in countless interviews and films. "You look like you're in a bit of a rush." "I am," she admitted, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "There's this art exhibit I need to get to." "But wait, what are you doing here?" Aaron chuckled, glancing at the coffee cup in his hand. "I'm a sucker for a good latte, and this cafe's my go-to. But now I'm curious about this exhibit. Is it any good?" Julie blinked. "It's amazing! My friend is showcasing her work. It's all these dreamy landscapes with hidden details you only notice if you look closely. Very surreal." "Sounds intriguing," Aaron said, tilting his head. "Mind if I tag along?" Julie's brain short-circuited. Was this actually happening? She nodded, trying to play it cool. "Sure, if you're okay with walking fast. I'm already late." Aaron grinned. "Lead the way." As they strolled through the streets, conversation flowed effortlessly. That's not how you say it. He asked her about her favorite books, films, and what inspired her. Julie found herself opening up in ways she hadn't expected, her nervousness giving way to an easy connection. By the time they arrived at the gallery, she almost forgot who he was. Almost. The exhibit was a hit, but Aaron stayed close to Julie, genuinely interested in her art and her friend's work. At one point he leaned in and whispered, "You were right about the hidden details. This one reminds me of a dream I had as a kid." Julie turned to him surprised. "You're full of surprises, you know that?" "I could say the same about you," Aaron replied, his gaze soft and warm. As the evening wound down, Aaron offered to walk her home. The city lights cast a golden glow over the cobblestone streets as they lingered outside her building. "Thanks for letting me crash your evening," he said, hands in pockets. "I can't remember the last time I had this much fun." "Me neither," Julie admitted, her heart fluttering. "This feels surreal." Aaron's smile deepened. "Sometimes the best things do. Let's make it real. Dinner tomorrow?" Julie's breath caught, but she managed to smile. "I'd like that." As he walked away, she pinched herself, half expecting to wake up, but the warmth in her chest and the text that arrived moments later, "Aaron, looking forward to tomorrow," told her this was no dream. It was the beginning of something extraordinary. They never exchanged phone numbers, first of all. That's going into the plot hole. What would I rate it? We have some good details. It has details, it has a storyline, it has a beginning, it has an end. Is it in character? I don't know. I don't know him personally. I can't confirm that. The place is definitely accurate, being in, the UK, so the right place is there. Dialogue is a little funky. I don't know if you would act like that with somebody you just met, especially if he's a celebrity. I don't think he'd be that open to going with you, but I'm not one. I can't say I'd do that. It brought back a previous line about the hidden details, so it knows how to foreshadow, I guess. Yeah, I mean, 3 maybe. I think there was just a little bit too many. There was a plot hole. There was slightly awkward dialogue at times. But, I mean, I would put it at 4, but I really just can't get over that plot hole. It's just not something I can drive over. I'd be interested to see how well indulged you can get it. Like, how many... Can you write a whole Wattpad fanfiction? 50-page length on here, Like, how in-depth could this get? And could it keep details on chapter 50 from chapter 1? That'd be an interesting test. I could run a different episode if you guys were interested. We're gonna do a character again. Let's do a lesser known character. I mean, this isn't lesser known. Let's do Harry Osborn from Spider-Man. Write me a short fan fiction about Harry. Oh, is this gonna give me the no, never mind. Harry Osborn and a girl named Marie. I'm on the M names today. I don't know why. A Walk in the Shadows. The rain fell steadily over Manhattan, casting a silver sheen on the pavement. Harry Osborn pulled his coat tighter around himself, his mind consumed by the weight of expectations and the ghost of his father's shadow. He didn't notice the girl until they collided under the awning of the coffee shop. "Oh!" she exclaimed, nearly dropping the stack of papers she was holding. "Sorry," Harry muttered, glancing up. His eyes locked onto hers, deep brown with a spark of curiosity, like she was constantly deciphering some unsolvable puzzle. "It's fine." She brushed a strand of dark hair behind her ear. "You look like you have a lot on your mind." Harry blinked, startled by her candid observation. "You could say that." "I'm Marie," she said, offering a small smile. "Harry." He extended his hand, and she shook it, her grip surprisingly firm. "You work around here?" Marie nodded. "You work around here?" Marie nodded toward the coffee shop. "I'm a writer. Well, trying to be. They let me hang out here as long as I keep buying tea." Okay. 1 mark. "Sounds peaceful," Harry said wistfully. "You don't get a lot of that, do you?" Marie tilted her head, studying him like he was a character she was trying to sketch out. "Peace, I mean." Harry chuckled dryly. "Not exactly. Let's just say my life's a bit complicated." Marie leaned against the brick wall, still holding his gaze. Complicated doesn't mean hopeless. Her words hung in the air, light but deliberate. Harry felt something shift inside of him. A small crack in the armor he wore every day. "Do strangers always give pep talks?" he asked, his lips curling into a rare smile. "Only the ones who look like they need it." Marie gestured toward the coffee shop. "Want to come in? You look like you could use a warm drink." Is she fucking worse there? Harry hesitated. It wasn't like him to accept strange invitations from strangers, but there was something about her, something grounding in openness, that made him want to stay. "Sure," he said finally, stepping inside with her. Hours slipped by as they talked. She told him about her dreams of publishing stories, and he found himself sharing pieces of his life he never thought he'd say out loud. The suffocating legacy of Oscorp, the strain of being someone he wasn't sure he wanted to be. Marie listened, her presence steady and unjudging, offering moments of insight that made him feel lighter than he had in years. As the coffee shop began to close, Marie packed up her things. "You know," she said, her voice soft, "you don't have to be defined by what other people expect. You can write your own story, Harry." He walked her to the subway, the rain having subsided into a soft drizzle. As they parted, Harry felt a flicker of something unfamiliar. Hope. For the first time in a long while, the shadows of his life didn't quite seem so dark. Okay. I mean, it's good. There's the little tea mishap. I mean, it's a coffee shop and she's ordering and they're telling her to order tea. It doesn't line up. It's not a big deal though. But I mean, I put it at 4, but I really just can't get over that plot. Anyways, this is like a motivational pep talk, but I guess he kind of needs it. I mean, I don't feel like Harry acts like this. I've seen the Spider-Man movies, and I don't feel like he would act like this. Maybe a little mischaracterization. I'd rate it a 4. I would. I think it was good. I would read this if it was an actual fanfiction. Let's just do Harry Potter again. And let's change it up. Let's do Tom Riddle. I feel like he could easily be very mischaracterized. So I'm gonna see how AI plays out with a character like him. About Tom Riddle and a girl named Sally. Okay, here we go. Whispers in the dark. The flickering light of a single candle cast long shadows across the stone walls of the library at Hogwarts. Tom Riddle sat at a corner table, his dark eyes scanning the pages of an ancient tome with intensity that bordered an obsession. Sally Hemlock was not the type to linger in the library after curfew, but tonight was different. She'd misplaced her potions notes, and Slughorn had warned her that failure to produce them by the morning would result in a week of detention. She slipped through the rows of bookshelves, her eyes darting nervously to the door as she searched. Her foot caught the edge of the rug, sending her tumbling forward with a soft gasp. The sound shattered the silence like a spell. Tom's head snapped up, his gaze locked onto her with the precision of a predator spotting prey. "You shouldn't be here," he said, his voice smooth but edged with something cold. "Neither should you," Sally replied, brushing herself off and standing tall. She was used to boys underestimating her, and she wasn't about to let Tom Riddle, of all people, intimidate her. Tom's lips curved into a faint smile, though his eyes remained calculating. "Touché. What are you looking for?" "Potions notes," she answered shortly. "Not that it's any of your business." "Everything that happens in my presence is my business," Tom said, standing. He was taller than she remembered, and the flickering candle cast his face in sharp relief. He looked like a carved statue of angels and shadows. No, all angles and shadows, sorry. Sally folded her arms, refusing to let his presence unsettle her. "Then maybe you should go somewhere else and leave me to my notes." Tom stepped closer, his movements slow and deliberate, like a cat stalking a bird. You're bold for someone alone in the dark. And you're insufferable for someone who pretends to be charming," Sally retorted. For a moment silence hung between them, heavy with unspoken words. Then, to her surprise, Tom laughed, a low, almost genuine sound that caught her off guard. "You're different," he said, tilting his head as if appraising her. "Most people are too afraid to speak to me like that." "Maybe they should be," Sally replied, her voice steady, despite the sudden chill she felt in his gaze. Tom's smile widened, though it didn't quite reach his eyes. Fear is a powerful tool, but it's not infallible. Courage, on the other hand, that's something I could use. Sally blinked. "Use? What are you talking about?" "Nothing," he said quickly, his mask slipping back into place. He picked up his book and moved to leave, but paused beside her. "Good luck with your notes, Sally. Perhaps we'll talk again." Before she could respond, he disappeared into the shadows, leaving her alone in the library, with her heart pounding, her mind racing. Sally wasn't quite sure what just happened, but she knew one thing. Tom Riddle was dangerous, and yet for a reason she couldn't quite explain, she wanted to know more. Okay. Yeah, detailed. We have the, of course, embarrassing moment that makes everybody go to TikTok break. Little mischaracterization. This whole end part, not him at all. No. Him saying courage, on the other hand, that's something I could use as a little not him at all. But it's good. I mean, if you like OOC, then out of character, sorry. If you like out of character people, then I don't think this is that bad. I'd probably give it a 4, honestly, yeah. It's well written. I would just change the dialogue. It's, I think, all I would change about it. Okay. So that was the video. I hope this was interesting and not boring, just listening to me talk and talk. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this, you can let me know in the description. I do have a few other videos planned, so keep on the lookout for that. Sorry this video took so long. I was in a slump and couldn't decide what I wanted to do for a video next. So yeah. Bye!